Hello, my dear Grow Strong for community. Welcome back to this channel. Want to talk to you today about something that we called exercise snacks. And no, it's not something you can eat, but it's something that you can do as quickly as when you're having a snack. So let's go right into it. One of the things that I hear the most when I have consultations with clients or my chats before we start working out with someone is like, I don't really have enough time for this. The concern of not having enough time for a proper or what we consider a proper workout. And of course, I get this. I am also busy. We are all busy. We have our works, we're running a business, we have families to attend to, we have a house that we take care of most of the times. We have chores to do, and we also want to have some free time, some social time, some networking time. So when you think of all of that and you look at the calendar, you're like, I don't really have time for a full workout, for a full hour of exercise twice or three times a week. What are you talking about, Vanya? I can't do this. And I get it, but I'm here to tell you that it doesn't always have to be like that. Of course, there's a time or there's a place for doing 2-3 sessions a week of around 1 hour of a workout. I'm going to say 45 minutes to 60 minutes. You don't need a lot more than that. But also, there are other ways to achieve long-term health and real results with shorter workouts and without the need to take up that much of a chunk of time in your already busy schedule. And here is where this concept of exercise snacks come into place. So let's first look at what they are, what the benefits are, and finally how you can potentially implement them in your daily life. So exercise snacks are just very short bursts of movement that you can implement in your everyday, and they can improve your physical fitness as well as your brain function, among other benefits, right? These are typically bouts of 30 to 60 seconds where you will be doing a bit of a high intensity of an exercise, and you would repeat these 30 to 60 seconds a few times a day. We don't need a gym, we don't need equipment, we don't need prep, you don't even need to really think a lot about it. You don't need to change your clothes, you don't need to bring out anything at all. You can just do it right there, right now, where you are, taking a minute break from what you're doing, away from, let's say, your computer, your meetings, or whatever you're doing, and then do this burst or this bout of 30-60 seconds of a highish intensity exercise. And I'm going to get into the details now. When we talk exercise snacks and when we talk about this 30-60 seconds, this is, again, no prep, nothing. Think about climbing stairs quickly up and down, or a brisk uphill walk if you have something accessible to you. Maybe a few squats, a few jumping jacks, a few push-ups next to your desk, a few lunges, maybe just dancing for a minute to a really good song that's been on your head the whole day. The key isn't how long you do it for. The key is how intense you go during that 30-60 seconds. And like I said before, you want to do this a couple times a day. So we would ideally want to accrue for about 10-15 minutes of total movement through the day using these exercise snacks. But if you think about it, it's not a chunk of 10-15 minutes even, which is still a very small time, but sometimes we cannot find it. It's just a chunk of 60 seconds, one single minute. So let's say you're having a meeting, back-to-back meetings, right? And your meeting finishes, and between meetings, you have to go pee or something. If you are me, you have to go pee. So you get up, take your bathroom break, and before jumping back into the meeting, you take 30 seconds and do 10 push-ups and 10 squats. So that is your exercise snack for that chunk of time. You go into your other meeting, you finish this meeting, and you do the same when you finish that second meeting. You take another 30-60 seconds, and maybe if you have stairs at the house like I do right now, you can just come up and down. I'm going to give you a real life example. As I'm doing a lot of online classes, I'm having them back to back. So when I finish a class and I have to take my bathroom break, I would also, I'm working in the middle floor of the house, or in the second floor, or first floor rather, like ground first and second, right? So I'm working on the first floor, and I'll take my bathroom break, and then I'll go down to the kitchen, maybe refill my water, or maybe get some mate to drink during my next class, whatever I need to do there, or I'll find something to do there so I can go down and then up again, right? So that is movement in my life. You could make it more intense and a bit more purposeful to fit this exercise snack by saying, okay, I'm taking my bathroom break or whatever break you need in between meetings, and you make it an active break. So you go up and down that floor of, or that flight of stairs a couple times, maybe 4 or 5 times, and that takes you a minute, and then you come back and sit, continue what you were doing. So again, the key isn't how long you do it for, the key is the effort you put into it. And with just 30 to 60 seconds at a time, you can add up during your day and get your movement sorted. And why am I bringing this up again now? It's because a few more research has come into place, not necessarily new research, but meta-analysis of different research that has been done before. And it's very exciting news what they have found across all those studies that they have analyzed. And one of the things that has surprised most of the exercise scientists that have been looking into this is how quickly the body can adapt to it, and how quickly how these intervals of effort during the day can bring real life improvements, even when you think you're not doing a lot, but you really can see a benefit in cardiovascular fitness, insulin sensitivity, metabolic health in general, and like I said, it improves cognition as well. It can help with brain health overall. We tend to assume that before seeing any real benefits of exercise, we have to work out really hard for a very long time, long sessions at a time, a couple times a week. And this is a reality if we focus, for example, on muscle only, or like visual changes only, but the internal changes, physical and mental, they happen much more quickly, and they can happen just by doing this, again, these exercise snacks. So what I want you to take away from this is that even every small movement, every small bit of exercise that you do can send a very powerful signal to your body and to your brain that your muscles can become better at producing energy, at adapting to different challenges, that your cardiovascular system can become more efficient, that literally just starting can make exercise easier in the long run, and then you're going to be much better at keeping up with it and staying consistent with it. And again, the more something I've said a million times, the more we move, the better we feel, and the better we feel with movement, the easier it is to stick to it. And if we make it this easy of just 1 minute at a time, we remove a lot of the barriers that we tend to have, which is typically, I don't have time for this, or I don't have the energy for this. So we need to do it to get the energy. And because time is a constraint, we can remove that barrier or lower that barrier by implementing this kind of movement before we go into actual like longer sessions if you don't have that time right now. So what the research is showing right now with this analysis of all the studies that have been done is that, again, there's improvements in cardiovascular fitness, improvements in how blood pressure is managed, how we can control blood sugar, or how our bodies control blood sugar. There's also improvements in the body fat ratio percentages, cholesterol markers. There's a bunch of benefits that have been coming into light if we do these exercise snacks consistently. Of course, this doesn't work on its own. Of course, this is one more tool. Just remember that by doing only this, let's say your goal is to lose weight or body recomp, you might need to do a bit more than just this. But when we're thinking the way we talk or the way we see things in Grow Stronger, which is long-term health, long-term strength, energy, confidence, mobility for our old ladies' bodies, then this is a great tool, right? It is a great tool also for other goals. It just might not be enough, okay? But for long-term health, this can be a fantastic tool to implement. And then together with some purposeful strength training, we can make it like a really well-rounded approach to our health. And I just wanted to make a quick stop here and mention or go a little bit deeper into the brain benefits without getting too nerdy, because this is really where it makes a difference. Where exercise always helps with mental health in general, but actually through exercise snacks, and let's take the examples of the stairs, like taking a minute to go up and down vigorously, like upping that intensity, and then that's it. Then you continue with your day, and then you take another minute, another time of the day, and you do it again. For example, do it a couple times a day. In the long run, and after a period of time of doing this consistently, or other exercise snacks for that matter, the research has proven that we get to stimulate some brain chemicals that will support attention, focus, memory improvement, and learning as well. So one way I like, again, just to think about this, movement, I've said this a million times, but movement is not just for your body, it's also for your brain. Literally for your brain in this case. I always refer to physical and mental and emotional health when we move, like exercise can improve the three aspects, but now we have clear evidence that it can also actually improve our brain functions. And this to me is fascinating. It's just really, really interesting. And maybe you've noticed that your head is a little bit more clear after you do a workout. Maybe you're very stressed, so you do your workout and then you're more calm, your nervous system has calmed down, so then your thoughts can come up and then you feel a little bit clearer, a little bit more creative. Maybe that thing that was stuck in your head and you couldn't resolve, now you can resolve it. Maybe this is part of the brain benefits of the exercise itself in general. And now we know that exercise snacks can also help with that. So there's actually, you're not making this up. If you feel like your head is much clearer after you've moved a little, you're not really making this up. This is actually our physiology. This is actually how we work. And there's a science behind it to prove it, all the research behind it to prove it. And I wanted to maybe finish with a little bit of a caveat here as well, because this is not all rainbows and stars. There's always something. Exercise snacks do not replace strength training. They are different things. I've mentioned it previously in the video, but exercise snacks are a tool that you can use. They're an amazing tool that you can use, especially when you're very busy, to get movement into your day. And I generally talk about strength training and overall movement as separate things. When we don't need to do strength training every day, we need to move every day in some manner. And exercise snacks can be a great way. Maybe one day you go for a walk. Like a longer walk, because it's nice and you enjoy it and you have the time to do that. Maybe another day you're taking a dance class. Maybe 2 times a week you're doing your strength training session, which, by the way, doesn't need to be a 60-minute session. It can be shorter, and I'll talk to you at the end of the video about that. So bear with me. Maybe the other days of the week, so there you have like 3-4 times of the week covered, but the other 3 you don't know what to do, and you still know that it's going to be beneficial for you to move somehow. So you could use these exercise snacks, like the brisk climbing up the stairs, or the push-ups and squats between meetings, few lunges to walk your living room, taking a call while you're walking a bit inside the house. So all these things contribute to your daily movement, and here we're talking about long-term health, longevity benefits, mental, cognitive, and physical as well. But it does not replace strength training. And before I let you go, I know that we're talking about exercise snacks, but I did briefly mention strength training. You don't need to do an hour necessarily. If you have a good program, and if you need help, please comment, message me. I'm happy to help. If you have a program to follow and it's structured and you're consistent with it, like you're doing that every week or you can miss a week, but you're generally doing that every week, you can build muscle and strength and mobility just with 30 minutes per session, right? You're doing like maybe 6 exercises every session, full body workouts, and you got it. You just have to go to the right intensity. Yeah. If you want to learn more about that, you can go into my website. There's a blog, growstrongher.com. There's a blog and there's an article I wrote about strength training and how we can measure the intensity and how we know if it's challenging, how we know if you're doing the right thing. But also in a couple of weeks, I'm starting the summer mission within the Grow Stronger platform, and we are going to be doing 2 30-minute workout sessions together live on Zoom. So you can use that as well as a way as your strength training. If you want to join, just go to growstronger.com/stronger summer. I'm gonna put the link in the comments of the video, in the description of the video. Yeah. Going back to the exercise snacks, which is what this video is about, and as just to close or give you some ending points in a way, remember this: you don't always need more time. You don't always need equipment. You don't always need to be super ready. Sometimes all you need is just a smaller starting point, or just a starting point at all. A flight of stairs, a minute of squats, a brisk walk around the block, maybe just a small thing. And all those small moments of movement, they all add up. They all matter over time. They all can help with your overall health long term. And as I always say, however small you think it is, some movement is always better than no movement at all. All right. So let me know in the comments if you're going to try the exercise snacks, if you have any favorite exercise snacks that you would like to do. And like I said, if you need any help in terms of your strength training, in terms of your working out, your movement, any questions you have on women's health and fitness, just drop it in the comments or send me an email and I'll be happy to help you. See you in the next one.